Hey guys, my name is Donnie and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another episode of building a motorhome from scratch. And to you guys that are new to the channel, just a quick recap. This is an Iveco daily that I bought that was in an accident. The front end got smashed, the cab was completely ruined. What I did was I went ahead and stripped off the cab until it was just a bare chassis, and then I rebuilt a new cab and I converted it to an overcab so that the cab would sit a bit forward on top of the wheels, giving me more space at the back so I could make a massive motorhome. And then we went ahead and built some huge slide outs on both sides to make it even more roomy. And guys, there was a lot of challenges that I had to overcome to get to this part where I'm now. And at the moment I'm working very hard at getting this motorhome to a point where we can start it and get it out from underneath the shed. So in the last video I completed the interior of the cab so that I can now sit in it and drive it. And in today's video I'm going to work on motorizing these slide outs and getting them to lock into position so that when we drive down the highway it's not going to open and close by itself. So let's go inside of the motorhome and I'm going to show you what my plan is for this video. Alrighty guys, so this is one of the slide outs in its open position and there's the other one in its closed position. And guys, a couple of videos back I used this pulley system to connect the top and bottom, and that makes this slide very seamless, highly adjustable and very reliable. I've opened and closed it many times and it works very well. In today's video I need to connect the front with the rear so that they will open and close simultaneously, because at the moment if you pull on one side that one stands still. And what better system to use than another set of pulleys and cables. So I'm going to be putting a set of pulleys over here and a pulley over there and run a cable from the front to the back so that when you pull on this side, that one will also open and close. Another thing I'm going to do is I'm going to install an electric motor over here that's going to be operating this whole system. And guys, I've decided on using a wiper motor off of a Toyota because I reckon it's going to be very strong and also easily replaceable if it would ever break down. And I'm going to connect that electric motor to the cables with a set of chains and sprockets. So I need to modify these sprockets so that they can sit on that electric motor over there, and then I can connect that with these sprockets to the cables so that there won't be any slippage when I open and close this slide out. So guys, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to modify those sprockets, see if I can fit that electric motor in place and mock something up and see if we can get these slides to open and close electrically. Let's get going. Alrighty guys, check it out. I've once again done a thing. I've now installed this electric motor and connected this modified sprocket that goes to the chains, one to the front and the rear, that ensures that the timing stays perfect between the front and the rear. And guys, I then connected it with these cables to both sides, and it works absolutely beautifully. The only thing, or the weakest link in this whole system currently, are these ferrules. They are aluminium ferrules, so I'm going to probably have to replace them or have a new cable made up by a professional. And guys, whilst I'm at it, I might just as well replace these 3mm cables with 5mm cables. Even though they are strong enough, why not make it even stronger? Now guys, this system works absolutely beautifully. I've done the left hand side and I've done the right hand side, and it is so strong guys that I'm actually willing to put my life on the line for a bit of an experiment to show you just how well this system works. But guys, I do not suggest that you do this at home. I am a trained professional and I'll do anything for a good video. So let me show you what I can do. Alrighty guys, so there we go. As you can see, it can easily carry my weight. I still need to do a lot of adjustments on these cables so that it will open and close nice and smoothly. And also it is scraping on the floor, and there's going to be a lot of structural components that I need to put on these slides to make it even more sturdy. The other thing is that, as I said, I don't want to string these cables too tightly because I'm worried about these ferrules before I can string it up nice and tightly. And I want to put a micro switch or something on these slides so that it'll open and stop automatically and close and stop automatically without me having to time it with my fingers. Now guys, that brings me to the second and even more important part to finishing up this whole slide out system. And full disclosure guys, even though this system is becoming a bit too complicated to my liking, because I like to keep it simple, it's going to become a bit more complicated in a moment. And that guys is that I want to be able to lock this slide in position when we are driving down the highway. And I don't want it to be only held down by these cables when we're driving down the road, because I reckon this slide is going to become rather heavy. And guys, I also want to be able to lock it at the bottom and the top, front and rear. And guys, I've got to be honest, I think that I've underestimated the challenge at hand, because I just thought I was going to put a lock in the top and the bottom and easily unlock it. But at the end of the day, if I had to every time unlock the top and bottom, front and rear when we stopped to open these slides, there would have been no point in me using an electric motor, because it just would have taken so much time. So guys, I thought that I had to be able to unlock this whole slide from one single point, probably where the switch is going to be for this electric motor. And guys, for the life of me, I cannot think of a solution that's not going to be very complicated. So I've come up with an idea that I'm going to be using some slides at the top and the bottom that's going to open and close, and they're all going to be linked together and come to one single point where you're going to have a lever that unlocks and locks this system. But it's very difficult for me to explain what my idea is, so I think I'm just going to make it, and then when it works, if it works, I'll show you guys the results. So let's get started. Finally guys, time for an update and also some sad news, but let me show you what I've come up with. I have now put a sliding lock on both the top and the bottom, front and rear, and they are connected with this aluminium flat bar that also runs all the way to the back. And guys, I put this catch here at the bottom of the slide, and as soon as you pull on the aluminium, it unlocks this slide and you can open it, and as soon as the slide closes again, you can lock it back in position again, and everything is locked solidly in its place. But guys, now for the sad news. I am not happy with this locking mechanism at all. There are just too many moving parts. It feels like it's not going to be reliable, and also it's going to rattle and it's going to make noise, and even these sliding pins that I used aren't strong enough. And guys, as I was tightening up the last of the bolts, I actually came up with a much better, simpler idea to make sure that all of these locks lock from one single point. And the solution guys for this system is that I'm going to be using a cable, but one that runs in a sleeve like a bicycle's brake cable or an accelerator cable, and they are going to be connected to each of these sliding locks, top and bottom, front and rear, and then come to one central point. I think it's going to be much more reliable, and also it's not going to rattle or anything like that. And I also need to upgrade these sliding locks here. I think I'll have to make a set myself that's going to be strong enough. But unfortunately guys, time has caught up with me and the week has come to an end, so I won't be able to do all of that in this video, but I will update you in the next video and show you what my result looked like. So guys, that's basically going to be it for this video. And in the next video, I'm going to probably be installing a door and so on, because like I said, I'm trying to get the outside of this motorhome finished so I can take it for a test drive. Guys, thanks for watching. I hope I'll see you next week. Cheers!